This one's fairly simple. It's just for the label here. So this part here where it says idle cutoff needs to be red. So we need a bit of masking tape. We want to tape. You've got a little cutout there, you'll see the little indent. So you want to just put your tape down into the edge of that indent so it's up against it, work it in, and then just tape, make sure you cover everything else. Then, hang on, if I just reach over here. This is the particular red I use, which I believe there should be some number to tell you what it is somewhere. Oh god. I believe that's the number if you want to know what colour I'd prefer. The drawings simply say red. Red, so any red you pick is technically correct. So I'll go off and spray that now. Then we can let that set. And then you're ready to fill it all in with silicone. Or if you want to try paint. It's up to you. So, after you've spray painted it, you can simply then peel that away. Now you can fill it all in with silicone and let it dry and you're ready to go. So we're going to assemble the lever stack now. So you'll need your bolt, which I've already cut this one down and filed it to the right length. It's good if you can get one with a mostly plain shaft because everything slides easier. In the back there's a hexagon to receive it, but what we'll first do is we don't want to poke it all the way through. Now, for all the bits which everything rests against, there are these spacers. As you can see, there's a whole variety of these to download, which is not going to focus on my hand. But as you can see, each one is marked with from 0 to plus 0.5. And each one of these allows you to adjust the height of the levers so they can be fitted nicely. Now, this one's got to go here. So this one, first one will go in the back here, and then between everything else there's one of these crinkle washers. So there'll be an 8mm crinkle washer. So first one that will go in will be the lever for the boost. So this is where it gets a bit fiddly until we've got the throttle one in, because the throttle's wired in, so you've got to keep these pieces out of the way while you do it. There's one out of the way to drop that down. Right. Now between that, then we have another crinkle washer. So between that and the throttle, you'll have one of these. So each one of these has a spacer and two clip receivers for the hall sensors. So this will slot on here. Before you forget it, put another washer on. At this point you need to fit the hall sensors. So I don't know if you'll be able to see me doing this, but these pop in at the bottom and then just clip in at the top. This isn't the easiest in this part, so they're like that. I'll try and do this one so you can see it more. There's not a good angle on this for you to do it. I'll get this one in. You'll see the ones higher up better. So, let me get this one in. Right, let's carry on. So once you've got both of these in, oh dear, this is a bit fiddly, this part. Right, slide all that down. There we go. Right, that one's clipped in. Right, then make sure that's down. Now, before we can push this fully through, we can slide the throttle on. Then we can push the bolt fully through. Just make sure none of the wires are caught up. And then we want another crinkle washer. Then the next one is a plain one. It doesn't have any throttle, any sensors on it. And another washer. Then we need the here we go, the propeller lever. That goes on like that. Then another one. Oh, washer. Let's forget the washer. Right, at this point we can clip these ones in. So you see these clip in at the bottom and pop in at the top. Like that. Oh. They are a fiddle. There we go. Right, then they should have some more washers here somewhere. Here we are, another washer. The last lever. The mixture lever. Now I've already set this, so of course if you find your levers don't come right, you'll have to take this apart and set the spacers in between. Might be worth just putting them together without the washers and things and setting all the spacers up first, just to check that they're all okay. So I've got the last one that goes in the end cover here. I need one more washer, which there should be around here, otherwise I'll quickly go and grab one. Right, there we go, last washer goes on. Then put the end cover on, just make sure nothing's catching up anywhere. We put the end cover on. Now, if you're just testing, you don't need to do this, but because I'm assembling this, you've got to put this on and then quickly hold it down with your wheel. Now, before we can put the bolts in, we have to put all the segments in on top. So we'll start with the supercharger segment. Now, sometimes you have to move the levers around a bit to get these in. They just drop in, clip on this side first, they clip in that side first, and the other side's nice and flexible, so they just pop in like that. The next is this big fat one, the prop RPM. You'll see there's a thick and a thin segment, so the thick segment always goes to this side. This one could be trickier to get in. It will go in. Sometimes it's better to say, no, that's the wrong one, isn't it? It's the throttle segment. Well, that won't go in because it's the wrong segment. There, this segment goes in then. There we go. Make sure that pops back up. There we go. And then the last segment is the big throttle segment. So you might have to feed that through underneath here. I'll have to put those both over that side. Oh, just get this. I've done it before, so I know you can do it. There's a way. Sometimes it's better to pop these in as you go. There we go. But there we go, not too bad. Once you've got this in, I'm going to fit this cover while we're at it. There's 4 captured nuts in the back. And just drop these in. Just like the original, you can actually position this a bit, but it should come right dead in the middle. Screwdriver. There we go. So this clamps all the segments together and holds them securely. is all your levers. Well, the only last thing to do is to put the dome nut on here and give it a little tweak. And there you go. You can tighten up your tension and slack it off. That's all your levers assembled, ready to go. Okay, once you've got this all assembled, you can put these 4 long 3mm screws in with 3 captured nuts in the back once you've got you adjusted. I did find what was wrong last time when I was recording. There's the propeller knob. I'd actually put the wrong clip on it, which is why it wasn't working properly. But now catches just fine. If we go past, that works. And that one's all working now perfectly, so there we go. Easy to make a mistake. You see this is now coming onto the stop, and then allows you to do it so we can adjust our stop once we get it ready. So we're nearly finished. We just have the knobs. All the knobs, oh, let's get this so you can see it. All the knobs simply clip on, so I haven't tested the fit of these actually before I've done it, but you just push on. We want P there for propeller. If you wanted them secured forever, you could glue them on, but go. And there you go. So pretty much once you've got this stack assembled, the only thing... Oh, hello. Ah, there we go, we're back. Sorry, the screen just disappeared there. So once you've got this stack assembled, the only thing left will be to trim this down so it fits a dome nut, so it's just the right length, so it doesn't bind on this, but so this is still free, but just covers over this not horrible end. And pretty much the whole assembly of this is then complete. Then we just need to attach it to this. I've made a stand for this because I want to take some photos. We need to just attach it to this with some Allen screws. Or if you want, you can print out, we have some adapter plates here which will fit on the back to allow you to fit a standard Authentic-It mount, which you can use their mount, or I've made a slide one. These are all in the files, so you can just slide that on and take it off. So there's the adapter that goes on the back. There's an adapter for the back of this. This one goes on that. Or there should be another adapter somewhere. This one goes on the back of that, or there is another one made to go on the back of this, but I haven't got that to hand at the moment. But I did design one up, it's in the files, to go straight on the back of this. This fits to that, and then you can slide that straight on, so you don't have to have this assembly. But, oh, and now I've dropped my mouse! Ah! Because I can... I always do that, something like that. So... yeah, this is all pretty much completely assembled now. Next will just be calibrating the levers, and then you're ready to go. Okay, to attach this to this, you need some little M5 Allen screws. It's 12mm long, the thread on them, although Allen screws are sometimes measured in their total length, which these are about 16. I don't know why they do that sometimes, because it doesn't look really helpful, but these just go into printed thread holes in the back. You may need to tap them, depends how they come out on your printer. But if you do, just as I said before, you can just use the cheapest M5 taps you can get hold of. It's only plastic, it's not going to matter if they're not the best quality. Just don't use them for anything else. I'll get all these started. Oh, drop the Allen key. I'm not sure if there's room for a washer or not on these. I think there is. I'll just get some washers. Oh, look at that, I found I could pause recording. Isn't that handy? So there you go, I think there is room for a washer, so I'll fit washers to them all. You just wind them in the back, nip them up gently. They're only in a bit of plastic after all. I'll just put washers under all of these. And there you go, then it's attached to that. Then as I say, you can always fit this adapter to fit an AK mount, or bolt this onto your cockpit wall, or whatever you're going to do. So this has all been designed so it prints in one part. There we go, we'll do these. And then the next thing is just to trim up the thread on the end. We'll quickly cover that. Where have I put the bolt? Put the bolt down and lost it. Right, hold on. So when it's because I've already put it on. When you're going to trim this up, it's best to just screw this on until it nips up, and then you can get. I haven't got a ruler to hand, but you can get your calipers or ruler. Measure how much you need to cut off, and take a couple of millimeters off the gap. Trying to get this closer. Measure that gap in there, then take a couple of millimeters off, and then cut that much off the end, just so when you do this up tight there's a gap left, so you can unscrew this and screw it up and it doesn't bind up on this nut.